These are children's hat stands that I made, and I'm going to show you how to make one yourself. Your supplies you are going to need for the infant size, you're going to need the 4-inch styrofoam ball and a small flower pot. For the child size, you're going to need a 6-inch styrofoam ball and the next size bigger flower pot. Optionally, you can get these stones, you can get marbles or whatever you want to use in the pot to weight them down so they don't fall over. You're going to need some ribbon and some tooling. I got some remnants at the fabric store. You can find it a lot of places. At thrift stores will have tooling, especially in the spring. People will have a wedding and decorate the hall with the tooling, and then when they take it down, they just give away the tooling. And another thing you're going to need is a low temp glue gun. You don't want a high temp hot glue gun because it will melt your tooling and your styrofoam. So low temp glue guns usually need to be preheated about 10 minutes. Just follow the instructions on your packaging. And we're going to get started. To start with, I'm going to take your flower pot, and it's up to you if you want to paint it or not. It's not going to be seen anyway. And just put some of these stones in it. You don't need to fill it up all the way. You just want to put enough stones in the flower pot to weight it down. There goes one more across the table. Okay. Next thing you want to do is sit your styrofoam ball on top. You see that it doesn't sit down all the way. I have too many stones, so I'm going to take a few out. There, and it sits flush against the top of the flower pot right here. Next, you're going to take your glue gun. I've had this preheating, and you're going to seat. Let me zoom in just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to seat this to the pot just by running a bead of this low temp glue all the way around. Looks like my glue stick's gone. Put another one in. And you want to make the bead of glue thick enough so that it'll cover enough surfaces to adhere it. Now you can test it. I wouldn't test it by picking up the ball because the pot's breakable. Pick up the pot and turn it upside down. That's how you can test if that's glued on there good enough. And mine's fine. Okay, and you might want to pull off any little hairs that are left behind here. Let me zoom back out. Okay. Alright, and you're not going to see that bead of glue. It might not look very attractive right now, but you're not going to see it. The next thing you're going to do is you want to get enough tooling to cover the ball. Okay, and what you might do, if you want to know ahead of time, is the tooling's going to come down like touch the table. So you can take your tape measure from the table, bring it over the top of the ball, and back down to the table again. Might have somebody else hold it for you. Mine shows about 15 inches. So that's how wide at least you have to have that tooling, is 15 inches wide. You can do 15-inch circle if you want, but that's not necessary. Take a 15-inch square of 4 layers thick of tooling and drape it over your styrofoam ball evenly and pull it down. Take a length of ribbon, mine's about a yard, and wrap it around that ball and tie a knot just at the base of the ball where it comes together with the flower pot. It's good. This point here, it's good to have somebody with a finger to hold that to knot it. But I don't have that privilege, so I'm going to just do a square knot, and it can be adjusted. Square knot can be adjusted by pulling the 2 loops on either side, pulling it, or pulling up one length and tugging it down and pulling it out like that. That's how you can do a square knot adjustment. And then just tie a sweet little bow. Okay, and you can leave it like this, but I am going to trim it. And the way I'm going to trim it is I'm going to take it and turn it upside down and just even it with the bottom of the flower pot. Notice I didn't get out my fabric shears for this. I'm using other scissors. And there is our little hat stand for our baby hat.